Alright everyone, thank you for spending some time with me on my channel today. Hope you enjoy this installment of the Road to NBA 2K21 series here on the PS5. Last episode we had some huge wins, including against the Milwaukee Bucks and the LA Clippers. Two nail-biting games went down to the wire as we near the All-Star break red hot as a team. And despite the fact Josh Hart almost blew the Milwaukee game with a blunder on defense, he did put up 20 that game and he's remained with the team past the trade deadline. We've climbed to number 2 in the Western Conference, one game back from Donovan's Portland Trail Blazers. And with 4 matchups until the All-Star game, I simmed the first 3 and played the 4th against OKC, and the first 3 were huge wins. The first 2 games were by at least 15 points against Chicago and Indiana, and then we travel back home with our stellar home record as a team, which is actually the best in the Western Conference at 22-5 right now, and we take this game. We survived Donovan's 18.6 block performance to remain a lead at our home arena, as we actually tie Portland for number 1 now with this win, with 1 game left to go before All-Star weekend. It wasn't too long ago that the Pelicans had some question marks when making the transition into the next gen. We were hovering around 5th or 6th in the West for most of the season, but now we've won 15 out of our last 20 games, scraping together some huge wins to climb to 38-17 on the season. We're really starting to channel that grit and grind defense that made us so good last year, and as we scroll down we see Faran's Lakers and DeSean's Mavs both at the 6th and 7th spots here in the West. We have the number 2 ranked defense in the NBA at 99.4 points a game, and we're looking to bring that into the last game against OKC, who actually surprisingly finds himself in the last spot in the West. So a chance to extend this win streak to 6 games as we're back at home sporting our 23-5 home record here in New Orleans. And Richaun Holmes wins the tip, and we're underway for another installment of the Road to NBA series. And kicking things off, down 4-2, I grabbed my first rebound already. Still looking for my first triple-double of my NBA career while we're on the subject, as a nice little step-through move, draw the foul from Steven Adams, and it looks like my first opportunity to score the ball here in this installment will be at the free throw line. And while we take a TO from the action here at the charity stripe, I just want to bring up that this episode will be huge because a good game here against OKC, and that could be what I need to finally break into my first All-Star game of my entire career. You guys know how big of a deal that is right now. Down 10-3 as I go with the floater, and my first field goal is a little teardrop over Steven Adams, who still is on OKC in this series. Dennis Schroeder comes the other way, and it was clear from the get-go that this was going to be his night as he responds with a floater of his own in OKC with an early 7-point advantage. Check that out. Dennis Schroeder's got 10 already on me. It's not often that I get, torched like this, but coming back the other way, a nice little assist to Josh Hart, who's up near 11 points per game and near the mid-40s for field goal percentage, along with upping his defense. I record my first assist as we cut it to 4, but Steven Adams. Richaun Holmes is not often we see him getting overpowered in the post, but him and Steven Adams, they play a very similar brand of basketball to one another, so maybe that's what messed them up there. But Adams leaves the free throw long as I try to go back door to Luzada Silva, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the bright young stars in the NBA, he cuts off that pass, and on the other way, another 3-point play is surrendered. This time it's Jahlil Okafor on the wrong side of that one. Darius Bazley, he records the 3-point play as I check out, come back in, and the bench helps us start to become more acquainted within the game. We cut it to 3, offense looked better whenever I came out. So, beginning on this play, a little stop, pop, and I hit from the short corner. There's my second field goal of the night, and we're on a bit of a run here as we cut it to 1. Dennis Schroeder broke into double figures in the first quarter, and he remains hot as I do everything I can, but an unlucky foul call there, as it's actually my 3rd foul already, so something to definitely keep in mind. And OKC, right when all the starters come back on the floor, they go on a huge run of their own, 36-27. As we look to make a dent, nice job manipulating the pick and roll, passing out of my shot, and Kately knocks down the triple. And that's one guy I wanted to talk about. He didn't have a great episode last time out, but this game's taken place near the end of March, and Kately averaging 13 points here in his sophomore year. He's averaging 18 over the month of March, so he's been playing a lot better, really helping us to some huge wins. And a little spin to get Dennis Schroeder stumbling a little bit. Take it across, I go right, and I score again. Another nice nifty finish for my 3rd field goal. 41-32, OKC quick the other way. Gilgeous-Alexander, he finds Schroeder. I go for the pass, and that means that he can weave his way baseline and score another one, furthering perpetuating the stereotype that for some reason it's not really the big stars that mess me up on defense as I draw the foul. But yeah, guys like Steph Curry and, you know, Kyrie Irving, for example, I seem to always hold my own with, but guys like Dennis Schroeder or Lewis Williams last episode, it's always the guys you don't expect that give me the most trouble. As a nice screen on the baseline, AD sets up Holmes. I was thinking one step ahead as I deliver the pass into the 6'9" center as he dunks one down for my third assist. 50-43 as Josh Hart. I want to take the ISO, and he does. A little spin jumper as he finishes over that rookie with that name I can't pronounce. What is that? Alexei Pozhevslav or whatever? Yeah, he just shot the ball right. I have no idea. Anyway, here comes Okafor, tipping it out to Otto Porter. He hands me the outlet pass so I can find Josh Hart spotting up in the right corner. Great find there for my fourth assist. And with some fresh legs on the floor for us, that would continue on defense. Otto Porter locking down Darius Bazley. Gives me the outlet pass again, and we're out to the races. I'm trying to run a lot more with this team, as for some reason here in the next gen it's just been a lot harder to try to run the floor, but I do there with the secondary break, converting over Darius Bazley for the and one. And with a free throw here, I could push my totals to double figures as it's a green light from the free throw line. OKC had their huge run to begin the second half. Now we find ourselves on ours to bookend it. 11 seconds left, a 1 second disparity between the shot clock and game clock, looking for a big stop to take us into the break. Bazley fires, missing, but Steven Adams already with double figures rebounding the ball, as on the third chance he slams it on Jahlil Okafor and myself. And taking us into the half, that was just something that burned us time and time again. We are one of the best rebounding teams in the league this year, a big reason why we're having so much success. We're third in the conference at rebounds per game. But for some reason, just this game, we could not hold down the interior like we normally do, as Holmes almost turns it over, gets it right back, and in the scrum game, I find myself with Steven Adams picking me up. So I go very methodical here, a little step back, lead my way left, then right, then back left as I put in another floater. That was a really nice take, and right whenever we cut it to 2, we're starting to hang with OKC. That's when they go on their big run, 66-55. Now an 11-2 run for OKC. Everything we throw at them, they give it right back. As I set a screen for Kately, he pops the elbow jumper and gets it to fall. So we're back within double figures. Once again, we gotta work our way from a double-digit deficit. Now heading into the fourth quarter, 83-73, as Schroeder tries a lob. Hopefully we can start playing some more defense as Holmes sends it back, and I finish with the scoop layup. Over this 15-5 stretch for the Pelicans, our third quarters have really been what set us apart. We're always so used to playing great defense and getting out and running in the third quarters, but today it was the other side. I mean, OKC took it to us in the third, and now we're playing from behind to start the fourth. Another second chance bucket given up. There's Steven Adams again. He actually finished this game with over 20 rebounds. Down by 13 with 7 minutes left to go. Not a lot of time to work with as Hart frees me up with the screen. Another three-point play for yours truly, as I'm up to 18 points now. 90-79, not a lot of time to work with. Very time-sensitive game now. We're going to have to operate a lot quicker as I step up to the line and hit another free throw, as I'm now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for the game. We're inching closer now. Now 12 as we force a quick shot from OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander off target. Looking for another secondary break basket, and that's what I find as Schroeder gets stuck on Adams, and I'm switching hands on Trevor Ariza. What a take that was. Look at this, going up with my left, securing the ball with my right, and floating it in over Ariza so he cannot pin that off the backboard. If I didn't switch hands there, man, that would have not been a good finish to that drive, but I did. And another nice finish goes here, but OKC ended up taking it to us down the stretch as me and the starters came out. 111-94. Our top 2 defense gets smoked on our home floor tonight, and looking at the block score, things didn't get much better. Anthony Davis had a much better second half than first. He only came into the locker room with 2 baskets, but he finishes with 18 and 12. I had 25 and 7, 5 turnovers though. Josh Hart was a little bit shaky, Kately once again shaky. In simulation he's great, but for some reason we've just had trouble on the court together. And this is the part that hurts me the most right here. I had 25, but Schroeder one-ups me with 35 and 5 assists. It's not often I get smoked like that. As Schroeder, he gave me the business tonight. And Steven Adams, 21 rebounds, but got slaughtered on the boards. Got out-rebounded by 12. So, that snaps our winning streak, unfortunately. But as we go into the All-Star break, we're still number 2, a half game behind Portland. And it's time to find out, did I make my first All-Star game of my career? Let's go over to the All-Star selection and all that jazz, and let's see if I made it. So the first team captain will be Giannis Antetokounmpo. So we got Team Giannis. Durant and Kyrie, Brooklyn teammates, they're on this list. Ben Simmons makes it. Russell Westbrook. So far no luck from any of my players or my hometown friends. As we scroll down, we have some more obvious ones like Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, PG-13. We're getting close to the bottom, and nobody is on Team Giannis. So let's scroll back up and check out the second team captain's list. We got James Harden. He's the second captain, and Anthony Davis, the first pick for Team Harden. As AD, right now third in the MVP vote. His points per game's dipped down a little bit, but his rebounding is still continuing to be elite. One of his best rebounding seasons of his career. One of the most efficient seasons of his career as well, 54% from the floor. Damian Lillard, the NBA point leader. LeBron, Cat, still no luck as we're moving down. Kawhi Leonard, and there's Donovan. All right, we got somebody who made it. He'll be teaming up with his Portland teammate. You got Damian Lillard, and he'll be playing for Team Harden. So 17.5, 12.5 for Donovan so far this year. 2.5 blocks. Right now second in DPOY voting, right behind Giannis Antetokounmpo. Surprisingly, moving down we have DeSean. He makes it here too. He's averaging around 19, 7, and 3.5 assists with a block a game. Good rim protector for a wing player. As let's see, we got a few more spots left. Team Harden. Let's see if Faran and I can also team up with DeSean and Donovan. So let's scroll down here. Who else do we have on this list? And here's a big surprise. Jimmy Butler only averaging 15 points a game. He makes it too. Where's Faran and I? There we go. There's Faran. All 3 of my hometown friends on the same team. That's pretty crazy. Something that hasn't happened before in the All-Star voting. 19.5 for Faran. The point per game leader for the Lakers, even more than LeBron right now. 2 steals. He's number 4 in DPOY voting. A menace on defense. You guys know Faran very well for the 6th place Lakers. Sabonis. Oh no, we only have 1 spot left. Is this last spot gonna be me for the first time in my career, or will it be somebody else? Drum roll please. As we scroll down, I make it for the first time in my career. Let's go. 17.5 points, 12 assists. You're NBA leader in that category. 1.5 steals, 51% from the floor. This was the year that I finally did it here, my 4th NBA career. And if you guys didn't know, well, you guys don't know, but I'll let you know that I accidentally simmed the All-Star Game draft. But big shout out to James Harden as the CPU teams. They selected all 4 of us on the same team. And I was actually kind of upset. I wanted to watch that. But I accidentally simmed it, and I found out just the day before that we're all playing for the same team. This is only the 2nd time ever that we're doing this. The 3rd time that we're all sharing the same floor. Me and my 3 hometown friends. We did it once back in high school for the state championship. Whenever Faran and Donovan and I, we took down DeSean in the state championship. Then we did it once in my rookie year when we all participated in the Rising Stars game, taking it to Team World on Team USA. And now 4 years later, we're doing it again for only the 3rd time in this 52-part series, as my teammate Anthony Davis wins the tip-off, and quickly we're underway here in Indianapolis as Lillard history right off the jumps the rims out. Team Giannis comes the other way as KD glides to the rim for the first basket here tonight. Kevin Durant averaging 19 points on the year. It's a little low for him, but his efficiency has been really good. 47% from 3. Brooklyn 30 and 25. That's good for 6th in the Eastern Conference right now. Now coming back the other way, my team, James Harden, looking for their first basket as the captain gets it done with a 3-point bomb. Harden right now on Houston. The Rockets are currently 9th in the West, half a game out of the 8th spot, which is held by Phoenix right now. And here comes Nikola Jokic back the other way for an and one on top of LeBron James. Jokic averaging 18, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. Right now, the Nuggets are one of the top contenders in the West, right behind us. They're 3 games out of first place, currently sitting at 36 and 21. And Jokic's teammate Jamal Murray, who is participating tonight, currently 3rd in the NBA in points per game behind AD and Damian Lillard. 14-10 now, about halfway to go in the first, as Harden is now hacked on his drive to the basket by Giannis. And whenever this first stoppage of play happened here, I got a little excited, saw some players moving to the scores table. Are we checking in for the first time tonight? No, unfortunately for Team Harden, it's only Karl Anthony Towns. He's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds. But unfortunately, one of the lone bright spots for Minnesota this year, they're 13 in the Western Conference, 21 and 34. Knotted up at 16 as the 2 Brooklyn teammates find each other. Kyrie assists to Durant for Giannis and his team to take the lead 19-16. And now the point man on this possession, LeBron playing in his 17th All-Star game, assisting to James Harden. The captain hits another as he's doing his 3-point celebration. And finally, our first timeout of the night taken by Team Giannis. And finally, we got the call. All 4 of us off the bench. We're all excited coming out, getting plenty of handshakes from our All-Star teammates. And AD, he's playing in his 8th All-Star game, and I'm playing in my 1st, and my teammate says, "Hey, go get him, kid. Let's go." I'm ready to put on a show with me and my hometown friends as we are on defense for the first time here together. And I'm going to be matching up against Russell Westbrook here in the first quarter. A tall task at hand trying to lock him down. Adebayo to Simmons, too strong off the window on that layup. Great defense from DeSean and Donovan alike. And I see Donovan running down the lane and I lob him, but it bounces off the back iron. Oh, but we do get it back. Cat to Donovan, but that one's off the mark as well. Okay. Working through some of the rust. We haven't played with each other in a while. It's been about 4 years as I try spin jumper, trying to tie things up. No success on that one as Tatum playing in his first All-Star game. He's free to fire and spot up. That one rims out and I snatch my first rebound of my first All-Star appearance, assisting to Donovan from mid-range. He knocks down the 15-footer, and he's the first hometown friend to score here in the 2021 All-Star Game. Now DeSean going toe-to-toe with Jason Tatum. That one smacked off the window. Our defense has been great since we checked in, but now we just need some points as I do a little spin move, get Russell Westbrook a little lost, step back as I hand it off to Faran, and that one's off the front iron. Gotta start scoring. Our defense has been great, but right now I guess we're just working through some of the rust. Like I said, Faran out to me. 8 seconds left to shoot. Trying to take the lead here at the end of the first. DeSean pops it. That one's short, but Donovan collects it and puts it in for his second field goal. And so that does give us the lead despite our little wacky offense as Jason Tatum. He's averaging currently 24 and 8 on the year. Great defense from DeSean, but sometimes great defense gets trumped by better offense. Tatum leading the Celtics to the 3rd seed in the East right now at 35 and 20. He hits the game-tying shot to take us into the second quarter, and we do retake the floor, beginning the second quarter of action as Donovan rips it off the window. Little pass up to Faran, and I actually have Andre Drummond on me who checks in, and that means there's got to be a mismatch somewhere else, and it's actually Donovan who has it, puts his shoulder into Russell Westbrook, and he scores for his 3rd field goal. Donovan playing in his 4th All-Star game in his 5-year NBA stint. He's no stranger to this game. He's coming out strong so far. 28-25 down by 3. Another kick out to DeSean who fires again, and the rim just does not want to see us succeed, does it? Really tough bounce there as Giannis, he comes the other way. Right now, Milwaukee number 2 in the East as Donovan forces him into a miss. That is not an easy task to do. Outlet to me, and I'm stopped dead in my tracks. Donovan breaks open, spots up, and hits now a 3 to tie things up. And Donnie G with 9 early points. Still on the floor with 7 minutes left to go. Feed inside to Paul George, and now Faran with a tough interior stand there on PG-13, giving up about 5 inches on him and still getting the stop. And I see Faran has Drummond on him. I want him to take the ISO, but instead he throws the backdoor lob to Donovan. What a pass that was, perfectly over top of PG-13, and Donovan with a little chin up. Faran's excited. Now we're starting to become more acquainted with one another again. Down by 5 now with 6 and some change left to go. Not much more time on the floor here in the second quarter, I bet, for us, as there is Faran, a step inside of the 3-point arc. Now he's hitting a shot, my 3rd assist. but we're still trailing by 5 with 5 minutes left to go as Curry fires, leaves that one a little bit long, and now some more fast breaking, lobbing this one up to Faran, who hits it in the face of Andre Drummond. Faran with his second basket, cutting this one 2-2 as KD quick the other way. He fires and hits. Don't think we're going to have too much more time here in the second, as I'm starting to see some guys check in for both sides, probably the starting 5 coming in soon. As DeSean to Faran, nice little teamwork there at the top of the key as now Faran hits his first 3. Donovan's whistled for the loose ball foul, but who cares? Great teamwork here on the perimeter. Faran strokes it and hits his 3rd field goal of the first half. And this little spark by us 4, it's leading us to a 4-point cushion heading into the locker room as Harden retakes the floor with the rest of the starters for the last 4 minutes, and we're leading by 4 as KD misses the half-court heave. So far been a fun first half of basketball. Let's jump into the second half to see if we can close it out. I know this is just an exhibition game, but I'm ready to try to win this with my hometown friends as Curry, there he is. He's been a little quiet so far, but he knots it up here at 59 apiece. Coming quick back the other way. Here comes Harden with the charge, and he goes double clutch, but unsuccessful there. And now Curry with a head full of steam. He paces Harden and hits it right in his face. And Curry only averaging 20 points per game this season with 7 assists. The Warriors are 11th in the Western Conference, 4.5 games out of 8th place. But they do have Klay healthy in the series, which maybe explains why Curry is only averaging 20. As here comes Kyrie Irving, averaging 22 and 7 assists this season, which would be a career high, but James Harden wouldn't let that go unanswered with a between the legs slam. Whoa, James Harden pulling out all the stops for his team. That's my captain right there. Oh, between the legs, a dunk contest type dunk here in the All-Star game. Did not know he had that in his arsenal. As we retake the lead 71-70, Jimmy Butler checking in. That one's well short. Giannis collects the rebound, and Kyrie once again with yet another assist to his Brooklyn Nets teammate Durant. And like I said briefly before, Kyrie averaging 22 and 7.2 assists, which would be a career high if the season ended today. Maybe that's one reason why Durant's efficiency is so high. And Brooklyn currently 6th in the Eastern Conference, as me and my hometown friends, we retake the floor, plus Anthony Davis. So 5 guys that I know very well, as I force Russell Westbrook into a miss, and I see Faran leaking. He's running, and I throw him a lob. We used to do that back since high school, except back then Faran couldn't dunk. Nowadays, he's throwing it down with his offhand just for a little bit of flair. That's my 6th assist as we find ourselves trailing by 1, and this lob right here to AD would take the lead right back. AD and I, we've done that since I've been an NBA player. Numerous times over the years, we've connected for dozens and dozens of lobs. AD playing in his 8th All-Star game, 2nd in MVP voting, and would knock down the 3-point play, 76-74. Now here's Jason Tatum firing. That one's off the mark, forcing yet another stop, and finding ourselves with the opportunity to take a bit of a lead. I take it right on Tatum, dishing it off, and AD goes aerial for the 2nd straight possession. Assist number 7 for myself. And we have our biggest lead of the night, but Tatum has something to say about that. Off his back foot, DeSean still scoreless while Tatum is thriving, and I'm trying to change that as DeSean, no unfriendly rim that time, bouncing his shot out. That one was nothing but nets. 81-76. Now we have our new biggest lead of the night, 5, with 37 seconds left to go. As here comes Paul George, that one bounces out. DeSean rips down another rebound. And it's official, I've thrown an assist to all of my hometown friends, but I'm still trying to find my first basket. But I get it right there, and it was one to remember. My first ever All-Star game bucket, and it's a cross on Jamal Murray, and a little step back to put some flavor on it. Swish. What a shot that was to get into my first box score of my first All-Star game. Hopefully the first of many. Jamal Murray caught him stumbling there, and that'll be a shot to remember. AD hyping me up, as you can see there. Having a great night tonight. 83-76, and AD with a steal to close it out. Faran tries it from 40 feet, and that one's just a little bit short on target though. But check out this spurt led by the 4 hometown friends all the way up from New York, and we're all having a great time here tonight. Me, Faran, DeSean, and of course Donovan, all putting on a show here for this crowd. And of course, if you didn't know, the new All-Star Game rule, we have 83, we're the leading team, so we gotta score 24, which means the first team to 107 will clinch this win. Feeding to Donovan on our first time here in the extra period of play, and that's off the mark. 83-78 still, as Cat, now our center, he feeds me. I'm going down the lane, kick out to Faran, and now we're starting to miss a little bit more than usual. But just because it's an all-star game, that doesn't mean I can't play defense. No look pass to Karl Anthony Towns. Running down the lane. There we go, nice little steal. No look pass to get some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And Cat helps us inch closer to that 107 benchmark. 85-78 Durant trying to drive on Donovan. Yet another stop for us. Donovan and DeSean and Faran, they all been going toe-to-toe with some of the best offensive minds in the NBA today. And it leads to a three-point basket for DeSean. Assist number 10 despite only playing a handful of minutes for myself. Continuing our stellar play. 88-81. I'm curious just to see how long we're going to play share the court together here in the fourth. And before, it was Donovan tipping in a missed shot from Faran. And now Faran returns the favor, tipping in a missed three-pointer from Donovan. 90-85, Team Giannis inching closer and closer to get back into this one as DeSean hits his third field goal of the second half. He was 0 of 6 to start, and now he's made his last three. 93-85, now Kyrie tries to take it on me. Another great defensive stop. Giannis over to Jokic for the second chance. Trying to power this ball in is Nikola, and he misses. Cat with the rebound. As we come the other way, try to extend this to double figures, and that's what we get right there. A very similar play to before. As for the second time tonight, I find Donovan, and then he dishes to Faran for the assist as he makes it from the short corner. 95-87, only 12 points away from 107. Just four hometown kids putting on a show here on the national stage. Put Kyrie on my back hip, I get him going towards the rim, and I absorb the contact and put in the three-point play. My second field goal of the night, I can make it 5 points on the night from the charity stripe, but as I step up to the free throw line, I'm seeing Faran, Donovan, and DeSean all checking out, so I know my time's coming as well. And with a made free throw here, not only can I extend our lead to above 10, I can also inch the 107 benchmark below 10, and that's what I get right there. 98-87 as they call timeout, and now I would finally check out. And Simmons with a little post hook there. Beautiful take there, but it'd just be too little too late for Team Giannis, as with one more basket, we can take this home. LeBron bringing it back the other way, giving it to who else but James Harden, the team captain, to put the finishing touches on this game. 109-96 is your final, and there's nobody else I would rather play this all-star game with than my three close hometown friends. What a night this was. My first ever all-star game, 5 points, 11 assists, plus the team win, playing on the same team with my hometown buddies and Anthony Davis. Yeah, this was a night to remember. And only the second time in the series that we're all on the same team, and the third time we're all sharing the same floor. James Harden, he's your all-star game MVP with 36. Faran had 14 with 2 made 3 balls, 6 of 13 from the floor. The highest point total from any of my hometown friends tonight. 11 from Donovan, as he was a pest on both sides of the basketball. He had a huge night on the boards and made some nice shots while he was at it. AD 9-9, DeSean, like I said, 0 of 6 in the first half, but he was a menace in the second half. 3 of 4, including 2 tray balls. And as we inch further to the bottom, there I am. 5 points, 11 assists in only 19 minutes. This was a fun night. On top of that, with 2 steals and the win for our guys. What else can you ask for? What a night. But back to business next episode, as we're going to open up with another game against Portland. We're currently a half game out of first place right behind them, so that means whoever wins that game will have the number 1 seed in the West for the time being. So tonight, I shared the same floor with Donovan, Faran, and DeSean, but you can see on the schedule in the next 2 weeks, we have to play Portland for the number 1 overall seed, 2 games, a home and home against the Lakers, and then another one against DeSean's Mavericks. So we were all allies tonight, but we turn back to competitors in the next episode. Stay tuned for that one here on the channel. The next episode on the channel will be the UT Martin offseason video, so stay tuned for all this great basketball action coming soon.